guys, as you guys know, if you watch my channel, Shane Dawson has been under a lot of scrutiny lately. On one hand, there's the situation with Jeffree Star, James Charles, and Tati, and where people think that Shane and Jeffree orchestrated the entire drama last year behind the scenes. Then there's also people bringing up racist things from Shane's past with the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement. Then of course, there's also these really weird instances where he makes jokes about pedophilia or has made sexual jokes and innuendos to minors both in person and online that he's never addressed before. Shane Dawson finally posted a video in response to all this drama titled Taking Accountability. In this video, Shane admits that every apology video he's ever made has come from a place of fear and not actual remorse. He was inspired by Jenna Marbles' video to come out with this video, owning up to everything he's done on the internet that has hurt people in the past. He says that he's going to be apologizing a lot in this video, but you guys don't have to forgive him, and that is 100% okay. First of all, he talks about all the racist stuff he's done in the past. Looking back at that person now, he says he truly hates that person and doesn't know who that person is. Starting off with blackface, he admits that he has done blackface a lot on his channel. Even though he already apologized for this like 6 years ago, he says he was just making excuses in that video and hadn't actually done the research behind the history of blackface. He only really did it because he was scared of getting whatever people called cancelled back in the day. Shane even says that he doesn't even deserve to be forgiven for the videos he's made and should lose everything for that, but what he can't say is that in his heart, he doesn't have hate for any race, minority, or group of people. And guys, I believe him. I'm obviously in no place to be forgiving or not forgiving Shane, but I believe when he says he's sorry for these videos. Shane says that this year has changed his outlook on everything because up until now, he didn't know the impact that racist jokes actually have. He also apologizes for saying the N-word in a video where he was playing a black character. He says, quote, "Me as a white person wearing a wig and playing a character, doing stereotypes and then saying the N-word is something I should probably have lost my career for." Shane then brings up a YouTuber named Cheska Lee who had tried to get through to him for a long time. He had a lot of back and forth banter with her around 7 years ago and says that a lot of his fans would say racist things to her. Shane truly feels so gross about that, but back in the day, he always felt like every single piece of criticism was an attack on him. He also brings up a clip from his podcast 5 years ago in where he was talking about murder fantasies. Shane says that he would always try to be crazy and extra on his podcast in order to make it entertaining and for the shock factor. So in this clip, he's quite disgustingly going in detail of how he would gruesomely murder someone. Now, Cheska Lee, who had been fighting with Shane online, thought that Shane was talking about her. Shane says that he without a doubt was not talking about her, but he was talking about someone else who was indeed a real person, so it doesn't really make it okay. The girl he was talking about was also criticizing him for his offensive jokes, but especially in his movie. And while we're on the topic of the movie, Shane says that he would never make a movie like that now, and it was just filled with offensive jokes. But apparently a lot of other stuff went on with this girl behind the scenes that led to Shane having a lot of anger towards her, which he says is all gone now, so he does apologize for that as well. He keeps talking about his podcast and the clips that have been resurfacing of him making pedophilia jokes. Like, these clips aren't even like the slightest bit funny at all. Like, they're really, really dark, even for Shane. Shane says, quote, "My childhood, my past, I've had a lot of pain. I've had a lot of things happen to me. I've had a lot of issues with my family. And I took that pain and I turned it into jokes. And I think instead of joking about them so much, I should have just went to therapy earlier and talked about them." He swears by his life that he in no way, shape, or form would ever say the things he did on this podcast in seriousness, and he only said those gross things for the shock value. In regards to the video with his 12-year-old cousin, Shane says he later brought it up with his aunt, and his aunt totally didn't mind at all because those types of inappropriate jokes were more normalized in their family. But Shane apologizes for that as well because he says the internet is no place for those types of jokes and that video should have never been put out there for the entire world to see. Shane says that even though his apology videos in the past have not been genuine, he has made a lot of changes in his life since. Although he swears to have never used racial slurs in anger in his life because he's just not a hateful person, He says that he no longer even uses them as jokes either. Then he says that at this point, knowing all the people that he's hurt, he's willing to lose everything to hold himself accountable. He wants to spend the rest of his life doing things he loves without offending or hurting anyone. He also acknowledges the lack of diversity on his channel and the fact that he's just been making videos with, quote, white YouTubers in trouble. He's totally aware of how that looks and is taking steps to move away from that. He then finally talks about the James and Tati situation. He says that he regrets the tweets he made. He was trying to not come off as angry and was trying to add a little bit of comedy into it, but it was just a huge miss. And most importantly, he says the part of his tweet that he regrets the most is the part where he said that James deserves a slice of humble pie the size of the Empire State Building. He apologizes to James and said that nobody ever deserves the entire internet being against him. He acknowledges the fact that he especially is in no place to humble James considering his own past. He also says that everyone is right. He was never a part of the beauty community and should have never said that he's leaving it because he was just simply never a part of it. And finally, he says that he is aware that he holds his friends and the people he cares about to a lower standard, and he apologizes for that. He says he gets attached to other broken people who need to kind of be fixed. He's aware that he's friends with people who have done some bad things on the internet, and he doesn't condone it, and he's addressed it with them privately. I'm genuinely curious whether or not he's actually addressed anything with Trisha before, but that's a whole other video. He promises that he's putting effort into learning and getting better, and that he will show growth through his actions and not just with his words. He wants to be putting good into the world moving forward as opposed to drama and negativity. Shane received mixed responses for this video. Despite the greater number of likes than dislikes, the people in the comments were mostly not having it. One person commented, "As a black person, I accept your apology, Shane. I know that people can grow and mature and become different than they used to be. I have watched your change and growth throughout the years. I know that you're different and that you're a kind-hearted man. Apology accepted." Another person commented, "Everyone has made a mistake when they were younger. Imagine if people were still talking about it when you become an adult. How would you feel?" But then there were others who commented, "Get rid of your toxic friends, get rid of Jeffree, get rid of Trish. For God's sake, please, Shane." Jade commented, "Saying that person when referring to yourself shifts the blame. You're not taking any accountability. Your PR team saw the success of Jenna's apology video and decided you should copy it to save your own ass." Another comment says, "He's just apologizing because he got caught. If these videos didn't resurface, he wouldn't have said anything." I know some influencers who would talk about this stuff before old videos resurface so they don't get, quote, canceled. Another user tweeted, "Shane Dawson gives a half-assed apology for racism, blackface, inappropriate sexual jokes in front of minors, and conspiring against a 19-year-old. His stance, we forgive you, queen." Alright, you guys, I'm really curious what you guys think about this apology video. Do you think it's genuine, or do you think that he only made this video because the entire internet is like on his ass right now and expecting him to make this? I think the question is, would he actually be making this video if it weren't for all the criticism that he's been receiving lately? I also want to know what you guys would do if you were in Shane's shoes. If you had a friend who was really good to you and very nice to you, but just had a very problematic past, would you guys cut them off completely? Or would you talk to them in private and try to address the situation with them? Because people are really quick to judge others for their friends, but I don't know, maybe you need to look into your own circle as well and see what types of friends you have. I don't know, so comment down below. In my personal opinion, it comes down to the fact that actions speak louder than words. Again, I'm in no place to be forgiving Shane or not forgiving him because he didn't insult my race. But just like I said in my video about Jenna Marbles, people change and grow and deserve a second chance. So we should just wait and see his actions going forward and if he truly sticks to his word. Realistically, I don't think he's actually gonna get canceled because, come on, I mean, this is Shane Dawson we're talking about. Also, this is the internet. Everything tends to really blow over at some point, but I really do hope that this has been a lesson for him and other people as well, and that he's truly continuing to grow and become a better person. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found this video to be helpful. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. I post new videos 3 times a week at least. Alright, bye!